All right, we'll do a Camaro video over. So this is the first 69 that I've ever been a part of doing. And so this is totally different than a 68 or 67, of course. So we bought this from AMD or either in Southern Camaro. And it did not have a hole for the clock. And then when I went to put the Tach in, that didn't work either. So if you run into this, I know there's some places online, maybe Jags or some other ones that have the ones that already have the hole in them. But you literally just cut this out. I mean, even from the factory. I called Southern Camaro and the guy sent me a picture of a factory one, and you can tell they just cut it out back from GM back in the day. And then on the Tach, let me see if I can get this. Well, it's already locked back in. It's the same thing for the Tach. So, of course, you won't have your fuel gauge there. So what you've got to do is we took this little air tool and the Dremel. Let me flip this over. You're really not going to be able to see it, but you basically just hack it up. So for the clock, you can see probably my cuts right there. And then even where I had to grind down a little bit to get the tabs to go in there. So just cut it the best you can. There's you a template if you need to see one. But you can Google it and find one too. And then for the Tach, it was the same way. I Googled and we found a template. But these actually had like a little diagram around them. And so you see, we just took the Dremel and I just basically ground all around there until it all fit. So it's kind of a pain. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than $1,400 like they want for the one in Camaro Central or whoever's got it for sale for this and all the gauges put together. But again, just to recap, if you buy the one we bought and you didn't buy the one for $400 that already has the Tach hole cut out and that, you'll save $150. It's not hard to cut your holes. And the ones of y'all who've done it before, you know. Now, what I did notice, and maybe y'all know this and I don't, just ain't done a 69, is it didn't send any of the nuts or bolts or the clips that we needed when we bought the clock. So we just made some stuff work there. Took some old ones right there. That actually is the right one that's supposed to go there. I just used one that we had laying around. Let's see, get it flipped around. And I think it looks fine. I mean, it looks good enough. We used the same, I guess, vent. And we used our same Astro ventilation. But we bought a new, I'm sorry. This is new. We bought this new. The Astro ventilation's old, and that's old. So instead of buying this whole piece for $80 for the Vintage Air actually sends you an adapter plate. If you can see right there, I'll put that on there. And then there's our old one. But for $20, this one looks better and clean. So, yeah, that's probably, it took like half a day to grind it and figure that all out and call everybody. But we got it done. My buddy Jeff from Idaho's out here. So he's right there. Observing. He's hiding. And then, of course, the Vintage Air is in now. Let me rephrase that. The main part of the Vintage Air is in. We got that in. You can see some of the wiring. Once we get the wiper switch and a radio, I'll start on doing all that so I can put the gauges and all in. And then you see we've already got a fender in just for fitment purposes. But there is the block-off plate for the Vintage Air, and then we ran all of our hoses. So we're going to do it like my Camaro. If you've seen those videos, it's just going to run around the edge here and plug in. We're not going to do nothing fancy and run underneath it and hide it or all. It'll just be sitting there. Now, one new update that's really cool, where's those boxes at? Are they all put up is Daddy bought the RS hideaway headlights, the electric ones. We're going to put them in. That's why we're going to go ahead and start mocking up the fenders and all that. I'm not sure that's probably the boxes there. That's full of the headlights. We got those at Camaro Central. No, Southern Camaro in LaGrange, Georgia. It's only like an hour and a half from us, so it's easy just to ride down there and grab it. So Yeah, I'm not sure where that's at. We'll figure that out. We went to Summit the other day, and on their wall of returns, somebody had returned a Flamin' River that fits a 69 Camaro. The only thing we have to figure out now is I guess we have to weld those pieces on that, so we can screw it in. But I'm gonna call Flamin' River and find out. Jeff got one out. Yeah, so we're gonna put in the electric hideaway headlights. I hope they go in pretty easy, because that'll be what we start soon. Yeah, I'm not sure how it looks pretty. Is it heavy?
No.
That's not heavy. So, well, there you go. I'm not sure if I label this video 69 Camaro update or putting together the gauges without a, when you're changing to a SS model. So, we'll see. I'll do an update here soon. But again, the vintage air's in, the wiring's gonna be started, the RS headlights will have to start, the radiator's mounted. Yeah. So, it is coming together slowly. Is that more boxes of stuff?
These are the actual motors.
Okay, the motors for it. I know our inner fenders, but I'll make a video on that.
Control unit.
Our inner fenders are not for an RS. So we've got a template, and we have to drill holes in down here somewhere. Wherever that template is, we'll have to drill some holes in to make it work. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So hopefully we'll just get these gauges in. So there you go. There's a little bit of a crash course on having to cut those up. The Dremel really worked the best. Like I cut an X with this just to get it open, and then the Dremel just ground around it. So there we go.